Hi, I'm Dave Rogers, and this is my story. I grew up in Iowa, small town, northeast Iowa. Graduated from high school with the ambition to go in the military to be a Navy SEAL. The men in my family, most men in my family were in the military, and we had combat veterans from World War II that I know of. My grandpa was in World War II, my uncles in Korea and cousins in Vietnam. All my brothers were in the military, and two of us are combat veterans. From high school, I went into the Navy, and within a year of the time that I got into the Navy, I was graduating from SEAL training, BUD/S Class 143. Okay, so I graduated in BUD/S in 1987, and in 1990 I had an opportunity to screen, and I screened and actually got picked up to go to the Navy Special Warfare Development Group. So at a young age, 22 years old, I went there, and that's when I had my first experience with combat. I was deployed to Mogadishu in October of 1993. I didn't realize what was going on at the time, but after, it's been a long time, I realized that a lot of the problems I started having kind of stemmed from my time in Mogadishu. I learned that during one incident that happened, actually the first night I was in country, I was danger close to a large explosion, and I believe now that I lost consciousness, and I thought I was just stunned, but as my life went on and I started having problems, I was doing therapy, and some of the therapy went back and kind of, you went back and kind of opened up some of the doors that were closed, and I learned, okay, that was a time where I got rocked pretty good. And I spent a good bit of time in country. I spent probably close to 6 years on the ground in some kind of deployment status, either active duty or as a private contractor. Most of that time was spent in the Middle East, mostly Iran and Afghanistan. People ask me about the teams, and especially SEAL Team 6, and they say, what's it like and what do you do? And people envision the special operator with NVGs and body armor and guns and lasers and all these things, and of course that's a part, those are some of the tools we use in doing our business, but what a special operator is a special problem solver. My ability to solve problems, and not even problems, I'm talking, they say first world problems and third world problems, we're talking problems that were minor everyday things I started having difficulty with. I feel like, I started to feel like I lost my ability to communicate with people. Married and divorced twice, lost everything. Made decisions over this period that lacked rationale. I was a project management professional. I managed a multi-billion-dollar contract. I at one point had 1,200 guys working for me in 9 different cities in Iraq with 50 helicopters and hundreds of armored vehicles. I was responsible for all of it. As a Navy SEAL, at a young age, I was operating in an environment that in my estimation, in my experience, was the most difficult environment that I've ever been in, just being a Navy SEAL day to day. I look back at that and I realized I couldn't function even anywhere near to that capacity. I started to believe that at one time I started to believe that I was somehow, somewhere along the line, I became a bad person. I couldn't feel emotion the way that I had in the past, or the way I thought emotion should be felt. When something was sad and you should have been upset by it, I wasn't affected at all. Like it was not anything, and other things that were minor affected me. I'd cry watching commercials and stupid stuff. Looking back, I was kind of spiraling so far out of control that on April 5th of 2017, I decided to take my life. I couldn't figure it out. I did everything. I went to the VA, I went to counseling, I took their meds, I did everything they asked me to do. It was it was divine intervention. I didn't go through with it. I didn't actually do it. But the attitude that I had was, okay, I won't end my life, but I can't wait to die. That's the best way I could describe it. Because of my kids, I came to the clarity, and you know, after I almost committed suicide, I went and got some treatment. I was down in Tampa at the Ark, down at James Haley, and I met some people there that started talking to me and explained to me what was going on. So this was my first. So we're still in April of 2017. I finally got solid information, a proper diagnosis. In September 2018, I was introduced through a mutual friend to an individual who had brought a hyperbaric oxygen therapy clinic to the area that I lived in. I live in North Dakota. And through this friend, I was asked to come in and meet this individual and to meet the doctor that was running the clinic. And what they said was, we believe that hyperbaric oxygen therapy can help your situation. And again, at the time, taking like 5 different meds, high doses, and still not really functioning and not living a purpose-driven life. That's the biggest part of all of it. I could see clear after the first treatment. I came out and I was like, oh wow, I can see a little bit better. And I like I said, I had to pre-breathe before high jumps. You know, hay hose in the military, and of course we breathed pure oxygen rigs underwater and stuff. But so I was familiar with the effects and the euphoric feeling that oxygen could give you. But that was what I noticed after the first treatment. It was a 1-hour treatment. After 4, I noticed it was actually, for sure, doing something to me. I improved steadily every day. Through my life, there were different traumatic incidents that actually affected my brain and changed the way my brain functioned. And when that happened, I was unable to basically be me, be who I was and who I thought I was. And through hyperbarics, I got it back. I got my ability to understand things for what they are, my ability to manage time and plan and execute, my ability to feel love and to feel emotion, my ability to read and comprehend, understand complex, problems, and now I'm planning to go back to school. I'm getting into a master's program for psychology. I want to help people. It almost cost my life, and it was something that could be fixed. And it's not the end all, be all. It's not the only thing anyone who's suffering from mental illness needs, but it needs to be part of the solution.